Good evening, everybody, and thanks once again to Destination Newry for giving me this opportunity to come on and give you some scale for the Camlough, Bessbrook and Durhamore area. And tonight, I'd like to start with a bit of a sports roundup. So if we start off with Shane O'Neill's, they did the Gaelic for girls. As you can see there was quite a turn-up, and which is absolutely brilliant. So these are, young people, first time down, just taking a look to see, what's is possible and having a go. Obviously a lot of work goes into make this possible. On the second photo then you'll see that that's a bit of action, and absolutely brilliant. So there's a great record for this area, from all the clubs, for the ladies football. So no doubt, this will only augur well for the future, and big boots to follow for the young ladies in this area, particularly when you consider the likes of Caroline O'Hanlon, the Mackins. You have Sharon Reel, Sinead Reel, Sharon Reel as well, different people like that, that have, absolute, fantastic players and ambassadors, for the game. So it's great to see this initiative taking off in the area. Okay, well then go on to Carrick-Cruppen. As you can see there, that's quite an action-packed fixture, for this week. So some of the young players have already had their matches, so fair play to them for that. And as you can see, there's more matches yet to come. So football this evening, Friday, Saturday and Sunday as well. So fair play to everybody. And it's great just to see young people, very much, involved in their Gaelic sports and out and active in the community. That's the Creve Rua hurlers. They had a game against Leitrim, and that was a senior team. Fair play to them. They won the game. It was 117 to Leitrim and 4 goals and 5 points to Creve Rua. Absolutely brilliant. You also had the under 7s and the under 9s. That's the hurlers and the Camogues. They had their first outing just Monday night past in Callevey. An absolutely beautiful night for it. And again, that's up to parents, it's up to the coaches, it's up to the trainers, it's up to everybody to make sure that happens. So the training sessions for that age group, or those age groups, will be Monday nights, and what they would say is, everybody is welcome. So, it's available for newcomers as well. And, the likes of the helmets and the sticks are on loan if need be. Usually, what happens in these cases is once you get the taste for it and you decide you want to stay, well, then it's up to yourself to purchase the gear that you need. But the club itself will look after you. So fair play to Creve Rua for that. Okay, Camlough Rovers, as you can see, they're looking for, this is the ladies, yet again, they're looking for a goalkeeper. And obviously, if you're 14 or over, and you would think you could maybe have a go at it, there's the opportunity. Ring Fiona on 077 420 433 16. So that's for Camlough Rovers, a goalkeeper for the ladies team. And Brookfield, that's the young lads in Brookfield. Again, the under 12s were against Valley Rangers down in Kilkeel. That's in the Mid-Ulster League. Unfortunately, they just didn't do it on the night, so it was 4-2. But one of the players I just noticed was young Joe McCabe. That's a young fella from Wilton Grove in Bessbrook. And I've seen Joe in action before. This is the under 12s, by the way. And this is about maybe 2-3 years ago when he was possibly under 9s, under 10s for Carrick-Cruppen. And unbelievable. Then, I don't know what size he is now, but a couple of years ago he was quite a small kid. But, there was no stopping him. He was absolutely brilliant. And one of those people that when you see them once, you don't forget them. So I'm in no doubt he was one of the goal scorers for Brookfield. And, we just have to watch this space. I'm sure he will feature quite a bit in local football for this area. Okay, so Durhamore. Just saw friends of Durhamore put up a photograph there, if you can get it there. And, there was actually two photographs, but unfortunately I only put one of them up, but absolutely beautiful, and the reports, are really, really good for the park itself, some great reports. And, you can see that with the amount of, people going down into the park, the amount of pictures that are now being put up, the amount of cars, parked either both in the park or outside. There's now a coffee dock in it as well, so absolutely fantastic. It is a real gem of a place, for the area. And, yet again, fair play to the friends of Durhamore for, starting this project, being the ones that, were the driving force behind it, because now we can see after all the years of slog, that we have such a beautiful product. So absolutely brilliant to see it, and no better time of the year, for people to, and I think also I just noticed that they have an area sort of designated for people that have dogs. They can bring them into this particular area, let them off the lead, for a good runabout as well. So it's really important, that we appreciate what we have. It's also important that we look after it. Everybody bears responsibility, and it can only just get better. I mean, no doubt there'll be more funding sought, just to make other improvements as well. And, so fair play to both the National Trust, the Council, Friends of Derrymore, and everybody else for making this such a success. And just when we're on the issue of funding, that's Derdy Hargy. Derdy's the Minister for the Communities, and that is Peter Sheridan. He's with Cooperation Ireland. So Derry, as everybody knows, an awful lot of the people in the voluntary sector, community sector, were just coming out of a lockdown. So some of the premises that, for example, I know in Camlough, the community house, and if it hasn't been in use, it does get into disrepair, and sometimes you have to replace equipment as well. So there's 950,000 sterling that has been made available by Derry through the Department for Communities that will be dispensed through Cooperation Ireland. And what you have to do, I think it's you can apply for a grant between 1,500 and 5,000, and that is to help you with equipment, to help you get the doors open in whatever facility that you're in, and for a whole multitude of schemes. But it is primarily capital. But the thing about it is, if you're not in, you can't win. And what you do is you go onto the website for Cooperation Ireland, and that's where you will see, where you can make your application. And I really, really would encourage people in this area to do that, because if we don't get it, it'll go elsewhere. Not saying that other people aren't worthy, but it is an opportunity for us. This is an area that has been neglected for long enough. So fair play to Derry for providing that. Okay, I would then, as many people probably know by now, we have had the council AGM. So the previous chair was Laura Devlin. Laura did an excellent job over the previous year. It was quite a challenging time, given the fact that we were in lockdown for the best part of it, and an awful lot of the meetings, etc., had to be done by Zoom or Microsoft. And it's much more difficult to chair things when you're doing it that way. But in fairness, she did an excellent job. You also, and she's from, I think, around the Newcastle direction. You also have Harold McKee. He was the vice chair. Harold is with the Unionist Party, and he's from around the Mournes area. And again, a great ambassador, for both the area and for the council. So fair play to Harold for that. But this week we nominated and elected Cathy Mason. She's a Sinn Féin councillor from the Drummond area. So Cathy is the new chair, so she'll be the chair for the year. And the lady in the blue, that's one of our local Sinn Féin councillors, that's Una McGuinness, who represents the Camlough area. And Una is now the vice chair, so an absolutely brilliant day, obviously, for the party, but a brilliant day for women in politics, and again, given the fact that we still live in a patriarchal society, it is great to see women taking those opportunities, and leading from the front, so absolutely brilliant. I see they're on the nights with some of their party colleagues, so it's great. And Una had been on to me earlier just to make sure that people know that the bin lorries or the bin men, they're running the day behind, probably because of the bank holiday. So the brown bins in Camlough haven't been lifted today. The black bins were, but the brown bins weren't. And apparently you're to leave the bins on the curbside, and they will be lifted tomorrow, hopefully. So that's the latest news from Councillor Una McGuinness for the Camlough area. So, okay, well, we'll head on to the birthdays. So a couple of locals had birthdays recently. And the first on the list is Camlough man, Shane Mullen. And I think it's just passed. His birthday has just passed. But Shane now living down in Points Pass, but born and bred on the Quarter Road. So happy birthday to Shane. And it looks like you're in some football stadium there. I think that was taken maybe a year or two ago. So next on my list is Pauline Lynch. Pauline from Caranchigo originally, now living around the Drummond area. That's her husband, Sean. Sean McDonald. So happy birthday to you, Pauline, as well. And then we have Blaine Hughes. That's Blaine and Ryan. Blaine is still out in Australia. And I think she might be coming home. I'm not 100% sure, but I was just hoping that would be the case. But anyhow, it was Blaine's birthday, and fair play, and hopefully a great day. And no doubt the weather was good. Also on my list, that's Derdy Carher. Derdy, again, from the foot of the Quarter Road, now living down just off the Camlough Road. And it was Derdy's. I'm not too sure whether her birthday has passed, but if it hasn't, it's very, very soon. Also, on my list is Louise Mcglades. Louise, a Mullaban woman, and she found herself a Camlough man. That's Tom O'Hughes, and that's Ellie and Eva, the two kids. So again, very much a happy birthday to Louise. Young Tom did 7 picks on Saturday. That was for Pips. That was 7 picks over the Mourne Mountains, and I'm in no doubt that was I have done from Bloody Bridge to Restraver before, maybe about 10 years ago, and it was tough enough. But see, on a day like Saturday, when it's very, very warm, it is actually 10 times harder. So I must get a yarn with him. I owe him £10 anyway for the sponsor money. But again, that was for a very worthy cause, and that finances went to Pips. So fair play to Tom, and happy birthday to Louise. So I'm going to end here now. There is a draw to be done. So whenever this finishes, I'll be going straight on over to do a draw. And this is for 3 vouchers, so if people want to tune in, and again, we can take you through that as well. Okay, so all I can say for now is Slán go fóill agus i Hawaii.